Hello friend. Today we will discuss how load is transferred from slab to beam. So basically you know that we have two types of slab. First is a one-way slab and second is two-way slab. Okay. So today we will see how this one-way and two-way slab transfers their load to the beam. So first we will see the load is transferred from one-way slab to beam. Now here we are considering two types of beam. First is a S1 beam and S2 beam. Now S1 beam is resting on B1 and B2 slab, while S2 slab is resting on B2 and B3 slab. When we consider the S1 slab, so S1 slab is transfer their half of load to the B1 beam and half of load to the B2 as they are the one-way slab. Okay, so now see, first if you consider the load transfer from S1 slab to B1 beam, so that load is WS1 LX1 by 2, where WS1 is the total load of slab. Now this WS1 is include the self-weight of slab, then live load and floor finish of slab. Okay, by considering the self load, live load and floor finish, okay, that total load will transfer to the beam B1, that will be your WS1. Okay, now if we consider the B2 beam, this B2 beam, now this B2 beam is connected to the two slabs S1 and S2. Now both slabs are one way, so B2 beam is subjected to a load from S1 as well as from S2 slab. Okay, so from S1 the load on beam B2 is WS1 LX1 by 2 plus WS2 LX2 by 2, where this WS1 LX1 by 2 is from the first slab and WS2 LX2 by 2 is from second slab. Okay, as we know that the half of load is transferred from slab to beam, that is formula is WL by 2. Okay, similarly you can calculate the load transfer from S2 slab to this B3. Now again B3 slab is connected to only one slab, that is S2. So formula to transfer this load is WS2 into LX2 by 2, where LX2 and LX1 are the shorter span of first means LS1 slab and LS2 slab. Now I have given one note here, so we will see this note. So if Lx1 is equals to Lx2 is equals to Lx, means if both span Lx and Lx1 and Lx2 both span are equal and the thickness of slab means S1 and S2 having same thickness, so the self-weight will be same, and if self-weight will be same due to this thickness, and suppose your live load and floor finish is also same on both slab, so in that case we can consider the load on B2 beam is WS1 LX1 by 2 plus WS2 LX2 by 2. Actually this is your formula, comes from this derivation. Okay, but now here we are considering the same thickness, so self-weight is same. Okay, and we are considering the live load and floor finish subjected to a S1 and S2 slab is also same. Okay, so your load as well as span is same, so finally you can write WSLX1. I repeat, if your self-weight means thickness, live load, floor finish and the span of both slab is same, they can then you can calculate the load transfer from both slab to common beam B2 is LS into LX. Okay, similarly here we will consider one example. So how load transfer to the beam? Now see here, assume thickness of S1 slab is 125 mm, then thickness of S2 slab is 100 mm, and live load and floor finish of 4 kilonewton per meter square on both slab. Now here we are considering same live load and floor finish on both slab, but now here we are varying the thickness of S1 and S2 slab. Okay, then after we are considering the different span length, short span, that is LX1 is 3 meter and LX2 is 4 meter. Okay, so now see, if mm, if first load total load of slab S1, first calculate the total load of slab S1. Okay, so first calculate self weight. We know that the formula for self weight, that is bt into rho density, where b is 1 meter width. We are designing every slab for the 1 meter width, so consider b as a 1 or width as a 1. Then thickness for S1 slab we have considered 125 mm, convert in meter, that is 0.125. Then we know density of concrete is 25. So while calculating this, your self weight of S1 slab is 3.125 kilonewton per meter, or you can consider kilometer per meter square also by removing this one. Okay, now also we have assumed the live load and floor finish is 4 kilonewton per meter square. 4 kilonewton per meter square. uh, Live load and floor finish is 4 kilonewton per meter square, and the total load on S1 slab is 3.125 plus floor finish with live load is 7.125 kilonewton per meter. So our SWS1 is a 7.125 kilonewton per meter. Now similarly calculate the total load of slab S2. Now here we have considered thickness of slab 2 is 100 mm. So self weight is 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Formula is same again to calculate the self weight, and then live load and floor finish is also same. So by considering or by adding these 2.5 and 4, your total weight on S2 slab is 6.5 kilonewton per meter. Now once you calculate the self weight or the total load of slab S1 and S2, or whatever we have the slab in your plan. Okay, so according to that, just first calculate the total load of your slab, and then go to the calculation of load transfer from slab to beam. So now see here, first we are considering load on beam. So in that, first load on beam B1. Okay, now see, this B1 beam is subjected to a only one slab, that is S1 slab. So load transfer from S1 slab to B1 beam is WS1 LX1 by 2, where WLX1 is 7.125. Then Lx1 we have assumed 3 meter. Okay, so by considering this formula, you will get the total load from S1 slab to beam is 10.68 kilonewton per meter. Okay, now similarly, once you calculate the B2, then go to the calculation of B1, then go to the calculation of load transfer from S1 and S2 slab to the beam B2. Okay, so now here second point is load on beam B2, that is WS1 into Lx1 by 2 plus Ws2 into Lx by 2. Now here Ws1 is a 7.125, Lx1 is 3, then WLS2 is 6.5. Okay, and Lx2 is 4. So put all values in this formula, you will get the total load on beam B2 is 23.68 kilonewton per meter. Okay, now again I repeat, we are calculating or we are considering two slab here for beam B2, because B2 beam is connected to slab S1 and S2. Okay, now if you see the third, means load on beam B3. So now in beam B3 we are considering only one load, that is WS2 LX2 by 2. Why we are considering only WS2? Because beam B3 is subjected to only one slab. Okay, so that's why our formula is WS2 LX2 by 2. So by putting the value of WS2 and LX2, you will get the load on beam B3 is 13 kilonewton per meter. Now friends, you will get, I think you understand how load transfer from one way slab to beam. Now after that, we will see how load transfer from two-way slab to beam. Now for two-way slab to beam, first we should draw this diagram. Okay, now see how to draw this diagram. If your two-way slab is there, and suppose this is horizontal direction is Ly, and this is horizontal vertical direction is Lx. Okay, while load transferring from slab to shorter span, we know that Lx is shorter span and Ly is a longer span. While transferring load two-way slab to shorter span, so there will be the triangular load transfer to the beam. Okay, but on longer span, the trapezoidal load will transfer to the beam on longer span. So first of all, we should draw this diagram, then you will get idea about how to load transfer from beam to sorry slab to beam. Okay, then now after that, see the long edge beam. Now in case of one way slab, we have only one criteria, means we should calculate the load transfer from slab to longer span only. Okay, no need to calculate the load transfer from one way slab to short beam. Okay, actually some amount of load will transfer from one way slab to beam in shorter beam. Okay, but in theoretically we no need to calculate this type of beam, but in two way slab we should calculate the load transfer from slab to short direction beam and long direction beam. Okay, that's why first we have considered the long edge beam. Okay, so in long edge beam, first we are considering the load transfer to long edge beam B2 for bending. Now here we have considered only one span. Okay, so in shorter span we are considering B1 beam and longer span we are considering B2 beam. Okay, so B1 is a shorter beam and we are considering only load transfer for the bending. Okay, now here we should consider two types of load, load for bending and load for shear. Okay, and firstly if you consider the long edge beam, so for long edge beam your formula to transfer load to the B2 long beam for bending is WLX by 2 in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 3 beta square. Okay, similarly for shear our formula is WLX by 2 in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 2 beta, where beta is Ly by Lx ratio. Okay, now see I repeat these two formulae for the bending and shear for two-way slab transfer their load to the long edge beam. Okay, similarly we can calculate the load transfer to the short edge beam. Okay, again for bending our formula is WLX by 3 and for shear our formula is WLX by 4. But in theoretical point of view we are calculating only load transfer for this bending, means we should consider only these two formulae. First formula is Lx by 2 1 minus 1 divided by 3 beta square, and second formula for the short span is Lx by 3. Okay, in example also we will see the only these two formulae, means for only bending, not for the shear. Okay, but in some cases you can calculate the load for shear also. Okay, now see here our assumption is thickness of slab is 125. We are assuming only one slab, so thickness is 125. Suppose live load and floor finish, again we are considering 4 kilonewton per meter square. Actually this live load and floor finish you can consider as per the IS 875 part 2 and part 1. Okay, or you can consider as per your project. Now here we have assumed only 4 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, these are our assumptions. Okay friends, do not consider this load always to your slab. Okay, so Lx direction we are considering 3, means short span is 3 meter and long span is 4 meter. First calculate beta. We know that beta is Ly by Lx ratio, so 4 by 3 is 1.33 and which is less than 2, so obviously it is 2-way slab. So now after that total load on slab. So like one way slab, first we should calculate the total load of your slab. So in total load first calculate the self weight of slab. Okay, so in self weight of slab consider BT rho. So by considering this formula you will get the value 3.125 kilonewton per meter. then live load E and floor finish is 4 kilonewton per meter square, and the total load is 7.125 kilonewton per meter. Now load transfers to the long edge beam for the bending only. We know that formula WLX by 2 in bracket 1 minus 1 3 beta square, okay, where Lx is 7.125, sorry, Ws is 7.125, Lx is 3 divided by 2 in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 3, where beta is 3 point, here we have calculated beta is 1.33, so put value 1.33 square, okay. So you will get value of load coming on B2 beam from two-way slab, okay. Similarly you can calculate load transfer to short edge beam B1 for the bending only, and formula as we discuss here for bending, our formula is WLX by 3, okay. Similarly you can consider here WLX by 3, where Ws is 7.125 and Lx is 3 by 3, okay. So most important thing is that remember in both formula we are considering Lx, okay, not Ly. So always consider the shorter span for transferring load from slab to beam, okay. Now after that cantilever slab transfers their load to the beam. Now here we are considering this S2 slab is connected to only on one side, that is B1 beam, no beam in this side, means this slab is fixed at B point and free at this point. So that's why we are considering this cantilever slab, okay. So in such case, due to only one beam is connected to the slab, so total load will transfers to B1 beam only, okay. Means whatever load are coming on your cantilever slab, that load will transfers to the only uh, one beam, because one beam is there, okay. And so for that we can directly consider W into Lx, where again W is the total load coming on your slab in addition to this beam subjected to a torsion, okay. Now in such case we should consider the bending moment which are coming, or load which are coming from slab to beam, and as well as we are considering the additional torsional effect uh, subjected due to this cantilever slab, okay. So that's torsion effect you can calculate, that is WLX square, okay. So how you calculate this WLX square by 2? We know that just consider the cantilever beam subjected to a UDL, okay. And after that the second condition, we know the maximum bending moment is act at the fixed beam. Just calculate the bending moment of this W of your span L at A point. So bending moment at A is what, W into L. It is a load from UDL to point load, and this point load is act at L by 2, so which will come WL square by 2, okay. Similarly you can calculate the torsion effect also, okay. So today's topic is covered. So in next lecture we will see the design of continuous beam. Okay, thank you.